Oh, Liara? Oh. Wait. I've somehow lost this off my bar. Oh no, have I got to do all that again? Please don't tell me I've got to do all that again. Definitely needs to just send them all at once. It's very predictable. You know, shoot the node a few times, one awakens. Maybe it doesn't have full control over them. Careful. The scanner's just lit up like a Christmas tree. Christmas, Liara, is something, it's a holiday we celebrate on Earth. Typically you give gifts to your loved ones. Okay, careful. No! More than the Asari, I'm more worried about the creepers. Right, stay near me, Liara. I've got the Asari. Oh, careful! Kaiden, you coming up? How you doing, bud? Let's get heals going for everyone. Right. Surely, it looks like there's going to be at least one more above. Right, stay close. I want to avoid us getting swamped if we can. Dead above where we are now. There's some more over there too. Oh, is that us? I can see it. No, I can agitate it, but I can't damage it from here. Alright, stay close. If we need to, we'll run right back. Oh, behind us! Run, Shepherd! Oh, right. Let's get my shield back. Do all that Asari. I can't get an angle over here. Okay, there's more. That's it. Oh, back up. You can try, but you won't get me. And then I've got them all over here. Liara, Kaiden. Are you here already? Oh, they're just down already, that's what's... Right, I'm on my own then. Sugar. I need to keep my distance. Come on, show your face. Back. They are not the smartest. What does that say about me struggling against them? Easy. Well, there's Kaiden. I can cover him as he gets up. It won't be on my own then. Right. Stay close. Careful. Don't get too close though. Oh. Kaiden, focus the closer one. I'm overheated. Careful. Oh, why do you let them vomit on you? I don't care what you're into. Don't let them do that. You gotta go, buddy? Is this the last one? Don't run on the stairs. That isn't the most badass thing I've ever said. It's more of a life lesson. Right. Another node? That is, but I can't hurt it. Oh, I can now. It's just very strong. Come on, you two. Stay close. The sorry clone around the corner. You don't think I see you? Just hold this tunnel. Good. Yeah, it's taking a lot more damage now from this angle. We should have brought Rex or Ashley. Somebody with a lot more oomph with our weapons. Your biotic powers have been indispensable. We don't do a lot of suppression. Oh, you didn't like that, did you? That's what you get for messing with Commander Shepard and the Normandy. Oh. Are you the original?
I'm free. I suppose I should
Shiala.
thank you for releasing me.
Who exactly are you?
How did you end up inside that thing?
My name is Shiala. I served Matriarch Benezia. When she allied herself with Saren, so did I. Benezia foresaw the influence Saren would have. She joined him to guide him down a gentler path. But Saren is compelling. Benezia lost her way.
Lost her way? What do you mean by lost her way?
Are you saying Saren can control minds?
Benezia underestimated Saren, as I did. We came to believe in his cause and his goals. The strength of his influence is troubling.
Benezia sought to turn the river and was swept away.
That's just foolish. She had this coming. But there's more to this, surely.
Asari matriarchs are among the most intelligent and powerful beings in the galaxy. How could one fall under Saren's control?
Saren has a vessel, an enormous warship unlike anything I've ever seen. He calls it Sovereign. It can dominate the minds of his followers. They become indoctrinated to Saren's will. The process is subtle. It can take days, weeks, but in the end, it is absolute. I was a willing slave when Saren brought me to this world. He needed my biotics to communicate with the Thorian, to learn its secrets. Saren offered me in trade. I was sacrificed to secure an alliance between Saren and the Thorian.
An alliance? I thought it simply wanted... Well, it mentioned a trade, but I don't know about an alliance. So they are allies, are they?
Then why were the Geth trying to destroy the Thorian?
After Saren had what he needed, the Thorian became a liability. Saren knows you are searching for the conduit. He knows you are following his steps. He attacked the Thorian so you could not gain the cipher.
The cipher? What does the cipher do?
What's the cipher? And why did Saren need it?
The beacon on Eden Prime gave you visions. But the visions are unclear, confusing. They were meant for a Prothean mind. To truly comprehend them, you must think like a Prothean. You must understand their culture, their history, their very existence. The Thorian was here long before the Protheans built this city. It watched and studied them. When they died, it consumed them. They became a part of it.
So, the cipher is knowledge, then. It's a cipher of basically how to interpret what I saw in the beacon.
So the Thorian taught Saren to think like a Prothean. How?
The cipher is the very essence of being a Prothean. It cannot be described or explained. It would be like describing color to a creature without eyes. To understand, you must have access to endemic ancestral memory, a viewpoint spanning thousands of Prothean generations. I sensed this ancestral memory, the cipher, when I melded with the Thorian. Our identities merged, our minds intertwined. Such knowledge cannot be taught. It simply exists.
Then how did you... Wait, no, you merged with the creature, with the Thorian, and then you told Saren? Explain, how did you give it to Saren?
You taught Saren, you can teach me.
There is a way. I can transfer the knowledge from my mind to yours, as I did with Saren.
Okay.
Try to relax, Commander. Slow, deep breaths. Let go of your physical shell. Reach out to grasp the threads that bind us, one to another.
I'll try, I'm not much of a
Every action
biotic.
sends ripples across the galaxy. Every idea must touch another mind to live. Each emotion must mark another's spirit. We are all connected. Every living being united in a single glorious existence. Open yourself to the universe, Commander. Embrace eternity.
Oh! Oh! Oh no. Oh, I'm in my happy place. It's clearer? No. Ah. No, no. Is that a planet? Where is that? Ah. Wait, that was Sovereign, the ship. You okay?
I have given you the cipher, just as it was given to Saren. The ancestral memories of the Protheans are a part of you now.
What just happened? Are you okay?
I'm okay.
I saw... something. It still didn't make any sense.
You have been given a great gift. The experience of an entire people. It will take time for your mind to process this information.
We should get you back to the ship where you can be monitored.
That sounds like a good
I'm
call.
sorry if you have suffered, but there was no other way. You needed the cipher. In time, it will help you understand the vision from the beacon.
First, tell me, how did you come to serve Benezia?
I want to know more about you.
There is nothing remarkable about me. I was merely one of Matriarch Benezia's disciples. For nearly 2 centuries, I followed her, learning at her feet. When Benezia revealed her plan to join Saren, she gave her disciples a choice. Only those who were willing had to follow her. Many felt her plan was too dangerous, but I believed in her. I thought she could turn Saren away from his insanity. Instead, we joined him in it.
Clearly. So you're telling me that not only does Saren have Benezia on his side, he also has some very talented biotics as well. And anything more you can tell me about the Matriarch?
I want to know more about Benezia.
Benezia was greatly respected among our people. A powerful biotic, even for an Asari. She was widely known as a teacher of philosophy and religion. She always sought the paths of peace and harmony. She joined with Saren because she hoped to turn him away from his path of destruction.
Clearly it backfired.
Instead, she became one of his most powerful allies.
As I mentioned before, Matriarch Benezia underestimated Saren. Be sure you do not make the same mistake.
Oh, I won't. Tell me about Saren.
What else can you tell me about Saren?
There is little I could tell you that you do not already know. He's powerful, he's charismatic, and he is dangerous. Once I followed him, blind to his true nature. But now I see he's leading the galaxy into an age of darkness and suffering.
In the vision, I saw his flagship, Sovereign.
Tell me more about this ship Saren has.
Sovereign is alien. I do not know how it was built or where it comes from. Its design does not match that of any known spacefaring species. It dwarfs any vessel in the Citadel or Alliance fleets. Its weapons are devastating. Its defenses virtually impenetrable. With it, Saren believes he is unstoppable.
And on top of that, it controls minds.
You said Saren uses it to manipulate his followers.
The indoctrination. There is an energy about Sovereign. You feel drawn to the ship. It makes Saren's arguments more persuasive, more compelling. Spend enough time in Sovereign's presence and you will lose yourself. There is no other way to explain it.
So, it doesn't indoctrinate, it merely amplifies. Well, I suppose it does indoctrinate. It makes you more susceptible to his opinions. The Thorian, anything else you can tell me with that? What was it like being merged with it?
Is there anything else you can tell me about the Thorian?
When the creature enveloped me, I became part of it, but I still don't truly understand it. So alien, so ancient. Its exact age is impossible to know. It measured time differently. 10,000 years of hibernation broken by a few frantic centuries of activity. Its mind was awesome, magnificent. It transcended all classification. And now it is gone.
You sound almost sad about that. It had you enslaved, and it enslaved everyone above as well, the colonists.
Don't tell me you feel sorry for that thing.
The Thorian was a unique life form. A sentient being that lived for 50,000 years, maybe more. There is nothing even remotely like it in the known galaxy. I am grateful you saved me from a life of thraldom. Yet I cannot help but feel some sorrow for the loss of such a rare and remarkable creature.
I understand where you're coming from, but it was hostile. But Saren is what turned it hostile, I guess. What should I do with you, do you think?
Now that you're free of the Thorian, what are you planning to do next?
If you allow it, I would like to stay here with the colonists. They have suffered greatly, and I played a role in their suffering. I would like to make amends.
Well, it's a noble idea.
The colonists will need all the help they can get. They'll be happy to have you on their side.
Thank you, Commander. May fortune smile upon you.
Thank you.
You did it. With the Thorian gone, we can start rebuilding for ourselves again. And we're free of Exogeni's threats. We're back to being just a little nowhere colony. Thank you, Commander.
You're welcome. And I'm glad that all worked out. So the refugees have made their way over. Let's go see if we can speak to the colonists. Navin.
It doesn't hurt anymore. I can think my own thoughts again. We have a chance to start over, thanks to you.
You're welcome.
Food is still our immediate concern, but
Well-
we'll manage.
I killed the Varan alpha male.
I took out what looked like the oldest of the Varen. The rest are yours.
That's great. I mean, Varen tastes horrible, but with the Geth gone, I can organize a hunt.
Excellent.
Thank you for not abandoning us like everyone else.
It's not a problem. You're welcome.
I should go.
Here, for your trouble. It's not much, I know, but it's all we can spare.
Oh, you didn't have to... I'd have gone without pay, but thank you very much. Excellent. Now, May, you were working on the power, weren't you? I found some power cells.
Finally, that damn thing is out of my head. I can think without pain. I still need the power cells for this generator, though.
Oh, take a look at these.
I found these power cells in the tunnels. Are they what you're looking for?
I knew they'd turn up eventually. Here, Fidan gave me some requisition money. It's all yours.
Thank you.
Now, if I can kick these power cells into place, I'll have this colony up and running in no time.
Last but not least,
Have you given any thought to helping us with our water troubles?
I have. It's already on.
The water's back on again.
Really? I'll need to get the relays going then. Thanks for your help, Commander. Here's a small payment for your trouble.
Thank you. It was my pleasure. Maybe we should tell the colonists to give this place a structural assessment. I can hear it crumbling, I think.
Stand by, shore party. Decontamination in progress.
Yeah, after what we've just been through, decontaminate away.
Commander, you look pale. Are you suffering any ill effects from the cipher?
Now you mention it, I do feel strange.
The cipher shook me up a bit.
I might be able to help you. I am an expert on the Protheans. If I join my consciousness to yours, maybe we can make some sense of it.
That sounds like a good idea. It's worth a shot.
Do it. Hurry. We don't have much time.
Oh, I didn't mean it to sound so rushed.
Relax, Commander. Embrace eternity.
Oh, round 2, here we go. Oh. Focus.
That was
Oh.
incredible. All this time, all my research, yet I never dreamed. I am sorry. The images were so vivid. I never imagined the experience would be so intense.
Hey, the
You
first
are
time.
remarkably strong-willed, Commander. What you have been through, what you have seen, would have destroyed a lesser mind.
Come on, get to the point. What did you see?
Don't rush her.
The beacon on Eden Prime must have been badly damaged. Large parts of the vision are missing. The data transferred into the commander's mind is incomplete.
It did kind of blow up on us, but the last time the first time rather, I interacted with a beacon and got a vision, it knocked me out for a couple of days. I can't remember exactly how long. But was there anything useful in what you saw?
You sure you didn't come across any kind of clue or hint? Something we might have missed?
Everything I saw you already know. You were right about the Reapers. The Protheans were destroyed by a race of sentient machines.
That's not what
I
Sovereign
think it is
is
obvious there is a connection between the Reapers, the Prothean extinction, and the Conduit, but I did not see anything that would help us find it.
Well, we have Decipher now, so it'll help us decipher any future information. So I guess the choice now is we'll go find another beacon.
What's our next move?
I was able to interpret the data relayed through your vision, what was there at least, but something was missing. Saren must have the missing information. Maybe he found another beacon. If we can find the missing data from your vision, I can...
Oh, you're not feeling woozy now, are you?
I am sorry. The joining is exhausting. I should go to the medical bay and lie down for a moment.
Sure, but you... there's nothing more, is there? You okay?
Dr. Chakwas should take a look at you.
That will not be necessary. I just need some rest. Somewhere quiet.
Well, by all means, go ahead.
We're done here. Dismissed.
I've sent off the Pharos report, Commander. You want me to patch you through to the Council?
Better had. Let's brief the old ball and chain.
Patch him through, Joker.
Setting up the link now, Commander.
Commander, Exogeny should have told us about the Thorian. It would have made your job much easier.
You might have been able to capture it for study instead of destroying it.
It wouldn't have worked.
Exogeny tried to study it. Look how that turned out.
Perhaps it's for the best then. At least the colony was saved.
Of course it was saved. Shepard would go to any lengths to help a human colony.
Hey, I help everyone.
Being human had nothing to do with it. They were in trouble.
Admirable. But sometimes Spectres have to make sacrifices. I hope you're willing to do that when the time comes.
Goodbye, Commander. We will be waiting for your next report.
The Turians have, in particular, they have a lot of hostility towards humanity. Let's go have a chat with Joker. We've not spoken to him in a little while. Joker, do you not get lonely up in the cockpit here? It's just you on your own. We've got enough stations for 5 people.
Hey, Commander, next time we touch down, let's try not to park the ship in a colony of mutant zombies. Just thinking out loud here.
You know what? I agree. I don't appreciate the sass, but I'm absolutely with you. I'll leave you to it.
I have to go.
Alright, see you.
And again, don't sound so dismissive. Liara.
Commander, are you coming to check up on me?
I am. Are you okay?
You look much better. How are you feeling?
Dr. Chakwas assures me I am going to be fine. I was impressed with her knowledge of Asari physiology.
She is the best.
You're in good hands. Dr. Chakwas knows what she's doing.
I get the feeling you want to ask me something, Commander.
Maybe we could pick up where we left off. You were telling me about your interest in the Protheans.
Actually, I think I was talking about my interest in you, and making a fool of myself in the process. As I said, I am not used to dealing with people, especially humans. I did not really know much about your species when we first met, Shepard. I found it hard to take humanity seriously. Your kind always seemed so rushed and high-strung.
Oh, we are short-lived, but what about now?
Has your opinion changed at all?
It has. I have been watching you and your crew. It has taught me a lot about your species. You humans are creatures of action. You pursue your goals with an almost indomitable determination. It is an admirable trait, but also an intimidating one.
Intimidating? Maybe that's why a lot of the galaxy are kind of afraid of us.
You're scared of us?
Unfortunately, the rest of the galaxy sees humanity as something of a bully. You run over anyone in your path to get what you want. It is up to people like you to change their minds, Shepard.
Well, I kind of know why it's up to me. I'm one of the most high-profile human out there. Now. Ironically enough, because I'm a Spectre and, you know, covert operations and all that.
I'm doing the best I can, Liara.
There is a reason the Council chose you to become a Spectre. They saw something special in you. The best of what humanity has to offer. I looked into your history. I know what happened on Akuz. The fact that you survived shows a remarkable strength.
You were welcome to ask.
You didn't need to go behind my back. I would have told you whatever you wanted to know.
I apologize, Commander. After our last conversation, I was afraid I would say something stupid again. I wanted to know more about you. To understand what made you into the man you are. There is something compelling about you, Shepard.
Compelling about me? I'd certainly like to think so.
Are you sure you're interested in me? Or is it my visions of the Protheans?
I admit, your connection to the Protheans had something to do with my initial interest, but it has grown beyond that. You intrigue me, Shepard, but I was not sure if it was appropriate to act on my feelings. I thought there might already be a relationship between you and Chief Williams.
Oh, no. Oh, this isn't what I meant. Oh, I didn't mean to get involved with this. How does this always happen? It's not serious. We're just colleagues.
Williams and I are just friends.
Or colleagues.
My mistake, then. I am not as adept at understanding human relationships as I thought. But what about us, Shepard? Is there a mutual attraction, or...
I'm not interested in you in that way, Liara.
This is very embarrassing.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Please, let's talk about something else.
Yeah, definitely.
I should go.
Goodbye, Commander.
Goodbye. Sorry, I did not mean to give her the wrong impression. You better not go spreading rumors, Dr. Chakwas. What's your personal input?
You need, Commander?
Just trying to get a sense of where the crew's at. Thoughts?
Is this an official
It's off the record,
Commander? Or off the record?
All right. Let's label it officially off the record. Got something on your mind?
Straight up, there's something wrong with all of this. This Saren is trading people to aliens for some kind of lost knowledge. But we can't get backup from the Council? Sorry, Commander. There's writing on the wall here, but someone isn't reading it.
I don't see what you're getting at. You mean that... You know, with the... particularly the Turian Counselor... his negativity towards our operation.
The Council doesn't want to believe anything's wrong. I'd call it human nature, but...
I hear you. It just seems like a group that's been around as long as the Council should see this coming. Sorry if I got too informal. Protocol wasn't a big focus back in Bot.
What did they train you for?
Tell me about it.
Biotic acclimation and temperance didn't last past the airlock. To the kids they hauled in, it was brain camp. Sorry, hauled in is unkind. We were encouraged to commit to an evaluation of our abilities so an understanding of biotics could be compiled. There are worse results of accidental exposure to element 0 in the womb. Beats the brain tumors some kids grew up with.
You don't think it was accidental? You think people were purposefully exposed to Element Zero to nurture biotics?
Is there some question about how you were exposed?
My mother was downwind of a transport crash. It was before there were human biotics, a little after the discovery of the Martian ruins. It only gets iffy around 63 when Kinetics was running out of first-gen subjects. Until then, they'd relied on accidentals. Bunch of guys in suits show up at your door after school, and next thing you know, you're out on Jump Zero.
Jump Zero is Gagarin Station, right? What's it like?
Yeah, that's the official name. Biggest and farthest facility we had for decades. Right on the termination shock, the outer edge of the solar system. It's where they did all the Goose Chase FTL research before we caught on to using mass effect fields. It was a sterile research platform when I was there.
Did you have any friends there? You said all the other kids called it brain camp, so were a lot of kids were there?
There were other kids in the same boat, right? At least you weren't alone out there.
That's true. We did have a little circle that'd get together every night before lights out. We didn't have much to do, though. It was a research platform then, and Kinetics kept Jump Zero off the extranet to prevent leaks.
Time to talk.
Then you must have had plenty of time to get to know each other.
Yeah, we'd sit around and bull every night after dinner, play cards or network games. There was this girl named Rana, who had a little circle grow up around her. She was from Turkey. Her family was very rich. But she was smart and charming as hell. Beautiful.
She must have been quite something.
But not stuck up about it.
And sounds like you thought she was quite something as well. Were you into her?
Sounds like she was special to you.
She was. Maybe she felt the same. But things never felt together. Training.
Let's circle back to intentional exposures.
You know of any intentional exposures for certain?
No one knows. Doesn't mean they're hard to track down accidentals. It was different then. No one knew the potential, so there wasn't a lot of regulation. Anything Kinetics did was gold. I'm not saying they intentionally detonated drives over our outposts, but in retrospect, they were damn quick on the scene.
It does sound suspect, doesn't it? Sounds really rough, but carry on.
Jump Zero is a long way from home. What was it like?
The grand gateway to humanity looks a lot better in the vids. But that's my own baggage, Commander. No bearing on this.
Hey, no, you can talk to me about this.
Alenko, there's no regulation that says you can't be friends with your commander.
I appreciate that, Commander. I just don't want you to think that I'm a whiner.
Ah, sounds like you had a tough deal.
I got my past squared away.
Well, I hope so. I don't want any, baggage to be dragging you down. It's not good to live with, weights on your shoulders like that. Oh, I can afford it. 2.5. I can't say no to that. It's more accurate, it's got a better heatsink, and it's more damage. A lot more damage. Now, equipment. Transfer everything over. Now that is a gun. Oh, wait. Did it have a third slot? Oh, it's got a third slot. More damage, less heat exhaustion. That doesn't sound like a good idea. Weapon stability. Damage, less rate of fire. Let's not go high caliber. Let's increase the stability. And let's sell some things. Garrus, anything new for me?
Commander, good to see you.
You've been with CSEC a while. Have you seen much action?
Well, not as much as you, but yeah, I've seen some interesting things.
Anything specific?
I'll bet you have. Anything in particular that stands out?
I remember this Solarian geneticist I was sent to investigate. That case was a bit disturbing.
Disturbing?
What happened? Why were you investigating them?
I was tasked with tracking black market trade on the Citadel. Most of it harmless, nothing I needed to pursue. But during the course of my investigation, I noticed an increase in the trade of body parts, organs mostly. We usually get a few of those, but not the numbers I was seeing. We weren't sure if there was a new black market lab or if some freak was harvesting organs from citizens.
When you say harmless black market, what are we talking? What? I'd like you to define harmless, but is that common?
You've seen this before on the Citadel?
Every so often, some lab sells unwanted parts through the black market, but they're not as bad as the psychos. I remember this one L-Corps diplomat we caught in my first year on the job. He was hacking people up and selling their organs. Had the station in a bit of a panic. But this case wasn't that clear-cut. Turns out there was more going on than we first realized.
An L-Corps diplomat? Those giant kind of knuckle walkers. Well, what do you find?
So how did you figure out what was happening?
First, we got a hold of a sample and ran DNA tests. The weird thing was, the match led us to a Turian who was still alive and was very convinced he'd never lost his liver. After a bit of digging, I discovered this Turian worked briefly for Dr. Salion, the geneticist. So I went to his lab hoping to find evidence of cloned organ development, but there was nothing. No Salarian hearts, no Turian livers, not one Krogan testicle.
That's very specific about Krogan testicles. Has that happened before?
You're kidding, right? Why would anyone want Krogan testicles?
Some Krogan believe that testicle transplants can increase their virility, counteract the effects of the genophage. It doesn't work, but that doesn't stop them from buying. They'll pay up to 10,000 credits each. That's 40,000 for a full set.
40? At 10,000 each?
Killing out there.
Somebody's making a killing on Krogan testicles, and they got 4 each. Bloody hell. What about the doctor?
What did you do about the geneticist?
I brought in some of his employees for interrogation, to see if I could get them to talk. While I was interviewing one of them, I came across something suspicious.
What's with the emphasis on interviewing?
You mean threaten? Was that really necessary?
Maybe, maybe not. Either way, it paid off.
Garrus.
One of my detainees started bleeding profusely during the interview. We offered to patch him up, and he got frantic, freaked out. I ordered a full exam to find out what was going on. Our medics found incisions all over his body, some of them fresh. That was our big break. These people weren't just Dr. Salion's employees. They were test tubes. Walking, living test tubes.
Test tubes?
He was growing parts inside these people?
Exactly. He cloned their organs right inside their own bodies. Then he harvested them and sold them off.
Oh.
Most of the victims were poor. He'd pay them each a small percentage of the sales, but only if the organs were good. Sometimes an organ wouldn't grow properly, so he'd just leave it in them. Most of them were a mess, but only on the inside, hidden so nobody could see it.
Did you interview him?
I hope he got what he deserved.
That's the worst part. We never caught him.
Oh, don't tell me that. I thought this was going to have a happy ending.
Why not? What the hell happened?
He ran, blew his lab, grabbed some of his employees, and headed for the nearest space dock. By the time I found out, his ship was already leaving. He threatened to kill his hostages if we tried to stop him.
Doesn't exactly give you any options.
But you went after him anyway, right?
I ordered Citadel Defense to shoot him down, but CSEC headquarters countermanded my order. They were worried about the hostages, worried about civilian casualties if the ship was destroyed so close to the Citadel.
I mean, they were right.
I told them those hostages were dead anyway. He just used them to make more organs, but they wouldn't listen.
But if you destroyed the ship, it could have... You know, it could have crash-landed into the Citadel. You can't fire too close into an urban area. It could have caused a lot of collateral damage and a major incident, but... I do agree with your point.
Well, you can't get them all.
No, but... letting him get away like that. All they had to do was disable that ship, stop him from running. Maybe the hostages die, maybe they don't, but at least we stopped the bastard responsible for it all.
Yeah, it's a tough choice. I mean, you could have... There was a chance you could have tracked him down again.
I suppose I can see both sides. But what's done is done.
I suppose. Can't waste too much time worrying about it now. Just wish I could have stopped him. That's all.
Do you know anything else about this Dr. Salion?
Do you have any idea what happened to Dr. Salion?
I sent out feelers from time to time, hoping to find something. I thought I'd found him a while back. He changed ships and changed his name to Dr. Hart, his idea of a joke, I guess. I told the military, but they weren't convinced it was him. I got the transponder frequency for his new ship, but I just can't get anyone to check it out.
Hey, buddy, you hand it here.
I'll check out the coordinates when I get a chance.
I was hoping you'd say that. But Commander, take me with you when you go. If it's Saleon, I want to be there when you find him.
So long as you don't become a loose cannon, we'll go. Oh, this could be a bad idea. Right, Williams.
Commander?
How are we
What's
doing?
your opinion on the last mission?
Gotta admire those colonials. That's about the worst place for a colony I've ever seen. Given the option, I'd get the hell out of Dodge.
Gotta say I agree with you there, but can we talk? I talked to Liara and she said it was, you know, the impression there was something going on between us, so I just want to clear that up.
Do you have a few minutes to talk one-on-one?
Sure. I was just watching some mail from home.
Oh, before I go, we saw Caden in a news vid about the Normandy. He's cute. Later, sis.
Oh.
Let's pretend this never happened.
Caden, huh?
Are you interested in the Lieutenant, Chief?
Of course not, sir. Fraternization is against regulations.
Oh, you two are both
What's up?
uptight.
You didn't come by to eavesdrop on family mail.
No, I was... I didn't mean to.
Your family seems to be important to you.
Yeah, we've always been close. Me and my sisters especially. With Dad on duty so much, I had to help Mom raise them.
Your dad was an Alliance officer then? You followed in his footsteps?
Did your father serve with the fleet?
Yeah, took any crap posting he could get that offered space time. You know what? He worked his ass off trying to get recognized, but he never made it above serviceman 3rd class. He was real proud when I made Chief. First thing he did was salute.
Aw. What about your mother?
What about your mother? You haven't mentioned her.
You must know what military wives are like. Strong because they have to be, able to raise kids while Dad's away on a 6-month cruise. She has a degree in planetary geology. She and Dad both wanted to see new worlds. She gave up her career to raise us, though.
You make that sound... I don't know, you just sound very disrespectful towards that, the way you, like, clicks your tongue there. You know, she gave up her career to raise you. You should be honored. Tell me about your sisters, though.
You have more than one sister? Sounds like a big family.
Yeah, I'm the oldest, then Abby, then Lynn. Sarah's the youngest. She's still in high school. With 4 girls, Dad used to say he felt more outnumbered at home than on maneuvers.
I bet. Tell me about home. Where did you grow up?
Where did you grow up?
All over. We transferred a half a dozen times before I finished grade school. You go where personnel command sends you, right? I guess that's why I'm so tight with my sisters. We'd have to leave all our friends every 2 or 3 years.
Well, you helped raise them then, I guess. Being the oldest, kind of get trusted with the most responsibility. It's all very charming.
Next you'll tell me you all ran across green fields singing show tunes.
Don't knock show tunes. I might have to take exception. Things were tense between Sarah and me for a while. Then we bonded.
The youngest?
Sounds like a story. Feel like sharing?
Sarah got herself a boyfriend who wanted to go faster than she did. Mike. I didn't think he was a bad kid, just pushy. Lynn would send me these worried vid mails, and I'd tell her to relax.
Oh, what changed?
Sounds like that situation didn't last.
Mike thought they'd go for a romantic walk in the woods, because he figured it was past time they did the deed.
Oh, charming.
She levered Mike face first into a tree and left.
Yes.
Didn't have a scratch on her. Good thing Mom and Dad had us all learn some kind of self-defense. I took emergency leave and walked Sarah to school for a few days.
Yeah, I like your sister. Did you go to the police about it as well?
Why didn't you tell the police?
She said it wouldn't solve the real problem, and she and Mike would both become household names. It was a small colony.
I mean, he shouldn't get away with it.
That we should let her do it her way. Mom was pretty pissed about that.
Understandable. She must have hated it. Oh no, I think that's something about her you walking her to school. Then what happened with this scumbag?
Did anything happen while you were home?
My last day out, Mike was waiting for us. Sarah had told her friends, so everyone at school knew what he did.
Oh,
he wasn't
good.
Happy. I wanted to snap him in half, but Sarah gave me this look, this let me handle it. I need to do this alone look. She kept her cool, God bless her, as he screamed in her face. She just let him vent. Then he tried to punch her. I swear, she just flowed around him. Next thing I knew, he's face down on the sidewalk, and there's blood everywhere.
That's pretty impressive.
That's unbelievable. Sarah must be as good as you.
Oh, I didn't mean to make
Better.
that sound like a compliment.
I'm more or less a straight-up puncher. When he swung, she wasn't there anymore, and he fell.
She sounds far more composed than
She
you,
helped him stop
too.
the bleeding and had me call an ambulance. She told the paramedics he fell. Before they took him to the hospital, Mike touched Sarah's arm. I thought he was gonna end up on the ground again. But he hung his head, whispered, "I'm sorry," and started crying. And she hugged him. The Williams women are a decisive bunch, Commander. We do things when we're ready. Not before, not after.
Well, that was an interesting story, but I better be going. It's kind of turned a little bit... I'm just glad your sister can handle herself.
Your sister's something else. But you didn't mention your father at all. Was he on deployment?
Dad always wanted to serve in space, but he wanted us to have real ground under our feet. He'd say, space is beautiful, but you can't raise a family there.
Tell that to the Quarians, they kind of have to.
Rest from travel. I will drink life to the lees. All times I've enjoyed greatly, have suffered greatly, both with those that loved me and alone.
Poetry.
For always roaming with a hungry heart, much have I seen and known. Cities of men and manners, climates, councils, governments.
I didn't take you for a poet.
I never thought I'd hear you reciting poetry.
Just because I can drill you between the eyes at 100 meters doesn't mean I can't like sensitive stuff.
You're a little...
Just don't spread it around. Ulysses was my dad's favorite poem. Every time he shipped out, he recorded me reading it. He had a dozen versions when he retired.
It's a good piece, but you don't need to be so defensive about it.
Does he still like it?
I sure hope so. I read it to his grave every time I go home.
Ah.
Dad passed on a few years back. He's probably still watching, though.
From the... afterlife?
You mean from wherever we go after death?
Dead on, Skipper. He's with God now.
Ah, okay.
That's not a problem with you, is it? That I believe in God?
No, of course not. It's not my... Just, of course not.
Everyone has the right to believe what they want. Says so in the Alliance Charter. Only with fancier words.
I'm glad you're open-minded about it. I've met a few people who are really weirded out by my faith. Because I work in space, I can't believe in a higher power? Jeez. Hello, have you people looked out the window? How can you look at this galaxy and not believe in something? I should get back to my duties. Didn't mean to take up so much of your time.
Yeah, this kind of took a weird turn. Like, I don't mind what you believe, but goodbye.
Dismissed, Chief.
Sir.
Rex.
What do you want, Shepard?
Tell me about yourself.
Why did you become a mercenary?
Lots of reasons.
Like?
Such as?
Such as, I needed to get out of our system. I needed to eat. I needed to survive.
You wanted to get out of your system, your home system?
Why not stay and help your people?
I tried to help. That's why I had to leave.
And they didn't want the help, is that right?
What happened?
I was betrayed.
Betrayed?
I was head of a small tribe. We were trying to restore order after the war, but the other tribes were against us. They followed Jared, one of the few warlords who survived the war with the Turians. But he was old, and so were his ideas. He wanted to continue the war. He wanted us to fight. Turians, Solarians, each other. It didn't matter who, as long as we were fighting.
And I take it you didn't agree with that, because I sure as hell don't agree with that.
What did you want?
I just wanted Jared to shut up, to stop his ranting. I wanted him to stop leading the tribes astray. But he couldn't understand how much things had changed. We didn't have the numbers to go to war. Even if we did, the genophage made sure we couldn't replenish our numbers fast enough. I told them all to forget about war. We needed to focus on breeding, at least for one generation. And for a while, we were getting through. Some of the tribes started coming around.
For a while? Then what did this Jared do?
I take it the warlord didn't appreciate that.
No, he didn't. He arranged a crush with the tribes. A meeting on neutral ground. He wanted to talk.
A crush?
We met at the Hollows, near the graves of our ancestors. The skulls of our dead laid bare to remind us where we come from, and where we all go. It's as sacred as any Krogan place can be. Violence is forbidden.
And well, clearly you went.
It sounds like a trap to me. You must have suspected as much.
I did. But when your father invites you to a crush, well, there are some laws that even we hold sacred.
Jared was your father?
Jared was your father?
He was. Until that day. We talked, but we didn't get anywhere. When it was clear that I wouldn't join him, he gave the signal. His men leapt from the graves of our ancestors like Krogan undead. The few that were loyal to me died quickly. I escaped with my life, but not before I sank my dagger deep into my father's chest. That is why I left, and that's why I'll never go back.
You'll never go back, but... were there other members of your family?
You must have family other than your father. Don't you miss them?
You trying to make me cry, Shepard?
I might be.
I've got some unfinished business with my family, but that's all.
Do go on. It sounds like the kind of unfinished business you used to have with your father before you stuck a dagger in his chest.
What kind of business?
Before I left, I made an oath to my father's father. I swore to recover my family's battle armor. It was taken from him after the uprising.
Really? Is there something sacred, I guess, about Krogan's family armor?
What's so important about this armor?
It's a relic. Useless, really. But it was worn by 5 generations of my family before the war. It's rightfully mine. Originally, it was taken by the Turian military. We weren't allowed armor or weapons after the war.
Quite a disarmament.
Now, it's in the hands of Ton Actus, a Turian scum who collects relics from the war. He's made millions selling Krogan artifacts that were stolen from my people.
Oh, no, that's just
He's got
wrong.
Several bases where he stores his goods. All fortified and guarded. I just don't know which base has my family's armor.
Well, if we're out there, we'll keep an eye out for it.
Just tell me where to start looking.
I'll upload the data to your nav system. But Commander, I want to be there when you find him.
You're welcome to. Well, you mentioned extinction. That's related to the genophage, right?
Are your people really dying?
We're sure not getting any stronger.
I think we've talked about this before.
We're too spread out. None of us are interested in staying in our own system.
Neither are you. Yeah, I've definitely talked about the genophage. I'll catch you later, Rex. It was good speaking to you.
So long, Rex.
Shepard, I'm glad you're here.
Oh, you sound chipper.
Good to see you smiling again, so to speak.
Oh, Shepard, don't put your foot in it.
I'm sleeping much better now. I guess I'm getting used to how quiet your ship is.
Good.
I still think a lot about my pilgrimage, though. I know Steren's our top priority, but with all the worlds we go to, I was hoping to find something to bring back to the flotilla.
Don't worry, you will.
We've still got a long way to go. You'll find something to take back.
Yes, but it cannot just be some derelict ship my people can use for salvage. It has to be more than that. There's a lot expected of me.
A lot expected of you? You mean like you in particular? How come?
What's so special about you?
It's my father. He's the senior member of the Admiralty Board. He's one of only 5 people who can overrule the decisions of the Conclave for the good of the migrant fleet. My father is responsible for the lives of 17 million people. Our entire race is in his hands, and I'm his only child.
So you're... I don't know... technically royalty, I guess?
So are
in
you
a
some
way.
kind of heir to the Quarian throne or something?
No, it doesn't work that way.
Okay.
My father's position isn't hereditary. I'll probably never serve on the Admiralty Board myself. Officially, I'm just the same as any other citizen. But it doesn't work that way in practice. People have always treated me differently because of who my father is.
Preferential treatment.
You must get all kinds of special privileges.
Or is it the opposite?
I probably had it easier than most growing up. But it's not all good. People like my father have enemies. And they're not above using me to get to him.
There's certainly a lot of pressure.
It must be tough on you.
My people place a high value on family and ancestry. There's an unspoken expectation that I'll live up to my father's example. Everyone's waiting for me to do something great on my pilgrimage. Something that will forever change our lives for the better.
Something that will match your father.
If I don't, it's like I failed. And that reflects badly on both me and my father.
And what is saving the galaxy not, like, good enough?
The work you're doing here is more important than anything any Quarian has ever done before.
Yes, I know. But you have to understand Quarian culture. We're a very insular society. The events beyond the flotilla don't much matter to the average citizen. Our greatest dream is that one day we'll return to our homeworld and drive out the Geth. But even if we stop Saren, that's not going to happen. There's still millions of Geth behind the veil. Until they're gone, our exile will continue.
Then... what's the answer to that problem with the millions of Geth?
What would you need to bring back to make everyone happy?
Something that would help us better understand the Geth. They've changed significantly since the exile. They've continued to evolve. We've done our best to study them, but it's not easy. They're very reclusive.
Like the Quarians.
Until recently, they never went beyond the borders of the Veil. And all the Geth we run into now are under Saren's control. We'd need to find Geth operating on their own, independently.
Deciding their own course of
I don't want this to get in the
action.
way of our mission, Shepard. First, we stop Saren. Then I'll worry about my own problems.
Well, if there's anything I can help you with, I'll do it. Well, tell me about your father, though.
What was your father like?
It wasn't easy growing up as the daughter of one of the Admiralty. Even before he joined the board, he was a prominent figure. People looked to him for leadership.
I guess that's why you made the
He
board.
had to set an example, and he expected the same of his daughter. Plus, he was pretty strict, a military man through and through. He never allowed me to settle for anything less than excellence. As a kid, I sometimes felt like he was pushing me too hard. But now, I'm old enough to appreciate what he taught me. The world doesn't owe us anything. If we want something in life, we have to earn it.
And were you close to your dad?
Sounds like a tough upbringing.
But he gave you some good life lessons.
Like I said, it wasn't easy. My father's not the kind of person you bond with. And he wasn't around all that much. Too busy.
He had a lot of
People
responsibility.
counted on him, and he took his duties seriously. Even when he was around, he always seemed a bit distant. Like his mind was always somewhere else. Come to think of it, I can't ever remember seeing him smile. Not once. It's like he was always weighed down by all that responsibility. I mean, I know he cares about me, but he never really showed it. Not in the usual way. I guess the best thing I can say about my father is that I respect him.
It does sound like he's taught you some important life lessons, and you know, he's given you a figure to strive to be like. But it can't be easy sharing your parents with your whole people. But what about your mother? You haven't mentioned her.
Where was your mother in all this?
Mother was around, but she always seemed to kind of blend into the background. Almost like she was overshadowed by my father. He tends to do that to people. She passed on about 5 years ago. Some airborne virus that swept through the fleet. Happens sometimes when the filters start to break down. I think my father took it pretty hard. After she was gone, he became even more focused on his work. I think that was his way of dealing with the grief.
That's unfortunate. A whole virus just swept through the ship and is capable of killing people, it seems. But I should get going. I don't think there's anything else we have to talk about right now.
I want to talk about something.
Good timing, Commander. We got a transmission coming in from the Citadel.
Oh.
Top priority clearance.
Well, I just spoke to the council not long ago. Who's this from?
Is it the ambassador?
It's not his signature. I think it's from the council. I'll patch it through to the comm room.
The council? Got me again.